the first card you have your past is the Ace of Wands. Yeah, all these wands, you have all these wands here. So there's a lot of energy around you. Very, very energetic, very passionate, huge amount of passion in this card. I'm actually seeing double passion, because there's this one wand, and then, then there's two doubling into four. So it's like double passion with the Four of Wands down there. So, yeah, it looks like two major relationships I'm seeing in your life. And they were very passionate, very full on, especially coming from your end. You represent, the lovers, so that's what you are. Your love, your passion. You're all about that. Communication, passion. And yeah, I'm getting this really strongly. I'm seeing these two very powerful energies that were in your life. Huge amount of passion, especially in the beginning of these two relationships. And then, that passion starts to slow down. I'm seeing one now. I'm seeing the last one you're in, the last major one. The passion started to slow down. And I think you were the one that wanted to keep that passion alive. You wanted to keep that going. You were putting a lot of energy into them, into the relationship, into all of that. But energy is a two-way street, of course. So your partner has to meet you halfway in a relationship. You know that. But obviously they didn't know that, because that's not what was happening here. So this is a really physical card, a very physical card. And yeah, I'll just tell you what I'm seeing. Maybe there was some kind of physical problem going on with them, that they found it, they couldn't talk to you about, or something like that, because I'm getting all this physicality in this card. There's also a lack of communication here, because you were doing all the pushing, all the communication, all the talking, all the trying to be passionate, do all these things, and you weren't getting that back from them. There's a little bit of hiding here as well, trying to hide things. So there's something a bit hidden, a bit shameful, some problem they had. So if this is you, if you recognize this, I think this whole experience really forced you to look at relationships in a more kind of logical way, if that makes sense. It's not that your passion's gone. You're always going to have that. You're loving, you're a communicator. And I think a lot of your strengths are in that communication, the way you express yourself and the way you express your love to people. You're not going to lose that. It's a part of who you are. It's not going away. But from what I'm seeing here, you definitely have a more logical viewpoint now, when it comes to relationships. It's like you haven't lost the loving side, but you've gained a more logical side. So it just kind of adds to what you already have. So it's a very positive thing. It feels like a negative because you went through this experience that wasn't very good, but you came out of that adding a more logical side to you. That's what I'm seeing. So I hope that makes sense to someone. Okay, so the next card you have your past is the Four of Wands, which is a fantastic card, beautiful card. So, if this is resonating so far, I think this new logical side that you sort of added to your emotional toolkit, it's really helped you to see everything from a lot of different angles, that you haven't looked at before. Yeah, there was bitterness, there was anger, especially when this last relationship fell apart. Because as a communicator, I think you show love through communicating. And when you don't get that back, it feels like a huge loss. It feels like you're invisible. That's how it felt to you. They weren't communicating, they weren't putting the effort back, and you felt invisible. It's a horrible feeling. Yeah, I keep on getting this. It's an illness or some kind of physical problem. It's some problem I think came from their side. There's some guilt around this, hiding things as well. I was seeing that before. It might be that you were made to feel guilty, or they made you feel guilty. It might be that. If that's the case, if you were made to feel guilty, try and rid yourself of any of that guilt, because it feels like someone was trying to do that, trying to push you into feeling a certain way. And there's no need for you to feel like that. Now, I think you've still got a bit of this old energy around you, because that's why it's coming up here. And I think once you've totally lost that old energy, and if it doesn't happen quickly, don't push yourself to hurry that. Just let it happen naturally. It's going to happen. But when a lot of big changes are going to happen, are when it's when you're through this old energy. So what I mean by that is that sounds crazy. I'll try and explain what I'm saying. Oh, okay. Okay, so you're going to get rid of the energy, and then you're going to have changes. Really, really good changes. Really special changes. Really big changes. This is 1111. This is opening up. Sorry, I'm slurring my words because there's a lot happening here. Okay, so now just looking at this card, 1111. Really, really important card. Now, the red bows on this card are really standing out to me. At the top of these wands, they're holding these garlands together. Now, at this time of year, of course, you see a lot of red bows on gifts and things like that. Now, the traditional meaning of a red bow is bringing people together and kind of tying the friendship or the relationship between people together. That's what that means. So if you're single, to me, this all means that there are compatible people coming in, relationships, people tying their lives in together, closeness. You have that coming in. And if you're in a relationship, this is about moving up to the next level. So it can be marriage, it can be stabilizing things, getting closer, all of that, or any of that. So no matter where you are, no matter what you're at, where you're at, you're going up a step. And it's a big step because this is 1111. 1111 is big. It's a big change in your life. So I'll explain that again because I was really messed up when I said that. So once you get rid of this old energy from around you, that's when this 1111 is going to start opening up and the new people are going to start coming in. So I hope that makes sense because I know I was slurring my words and everything. Okay, so I'm not drunk really. The last card you have, your past, is the Page of Wands. Okay, so this is quite, I've been getting this kind of feeling in a lot of readings actually. A lot of people have been feeling a bit like this, a little bit down, a little bit of a lack of confidence. Now, I don't think you were down, I don't think you had no confidence, but it feels like there's some kind of criticism around you. I don't know if that, maybe you made a decision recently or something like that and you've been talking to this about someone. It feels like there's family here, so maybe that's where this criticism's coming from. People who've known you for a long time, since you were a child, I think. And I think someone sees you as that child that you used to be. And of course you're different now, you're not a child, but I think that's how this particular person sees you. And there are a few mistakes you made, I think, when you were growing up, and that's normal. I've made millions of mistakes. But I think this person was struggling to see you past, to see you ahead of that child. It's like they saw you as that child and they still see you as a child. And this might be a parent, because sometimes parents can't see us as adults, they still see us as children. My mother, my lovely, beautiful mother, used to walk, she only did it last year, walks across the road with me and starts to hold my hand. It's very, very sweet, really beautiful. But yeah, this is like someone who's criticizing you and speaking to you as if you're a child. So, if you're getting this pressure from this criticism, just be a little bit careful of how much of your life you share with this person. I know that's not easy, especially if this is a parent or someone like that, but at least try to minimize what you say. Just make sure you're not fueling the criticism by encouraging them, because sometimes if you say more and more things to these people, they start to think, oh, well, that's an invitation. I can tell them what I think, I can give them my opinion, and I can say you should do this and all that. So just be aware of that. I'm not blaming you, but just try and do what you can on your end to stop that or prevent that from escalating. Okay, so the first card you have for your presents, the Empress. Beautiful, beautiful card, very nurturing card. Now, there's a lot of abundance here. there's a lot of intelligence here as well. So there's something to do with money here. There's something to do with intelligence. Yellow and gold, that can mean intelligence. Also, yellow can be communication. So this is you. They're your strengths: intelligence, communication, love, which is exactly what the Empress is all about. So now there's some kind of communication or conversation I'm seeing here. I think you know this is coming up ahead of you. This is about negotiating, or it actually feels like a fight, not a punching fight. It's like you're fighting for something and you're fighting for someone. There's protection here, so it might be you're fighting for someone else. Maybe this is a child, because you know the Empress is a mother, so it might be that. It feels like you're fighting for someone to be able to grow. So it might be you're fighting for a child's education or health or funding. Again, I was seeing money here, so it might be funding for something. Yeah, giving them the best chance. That's what I'm seeing. You want to give someone the best chance. And yeah, funding, money. So I'm seeing all of that in that. And I'm seeing forms here, forms being filled out, meetings, conversations. It feels quite stressful actually, but I think the message here is take some deep breaths, try and relax. Try and relax as much as you can. I need to do that as well. Try and relax around this. You know, I just think that's where the growth and the results are going to come from. The more relaxed you are, like this Empress, the more results you're going to get, if that makes sense. Now, there is some opposition to this. There's some opposition. Now, I'd love to be able to tell you that, this is all going to be calm and relaxed all the time, like this beautiful Empress. But I am getting someone trying to pick holes in things. It might be a department head or something. It might be a person. Whoever this is, I think they're a bit reluctant to give this help or whatever this is to you. So if this is you, this is what I'm seeing. Go over everything. Go over all the papers, everything you've written, rehearse everything. Make sure everything stands up to scrutiny, because you're going to be scrutinized. I have to tell you the truth. That's what I'm seeing. You're going to be scrutinized. Now, when you've done all of that, when you've been through every single thing, relax as much as you can. If someone's trying to pick holes in things for no reason, it's going to be really obvious. So if you've done everything, you've got everything prepared, and you're calm, it looks good for you. The result looks positive. So just remember that when you're going through this, if this is you. Okay, so the next card you have your presence, the Five of Pentacles. Yes, really down card. Okay, so I think this is what's happening in the Empress. This is what I'm seeing. If this is something to do with money, and if it's between you and someone else on the other side, your opponent or something, just watch out for this, because, okay, I don't want to make you paranoid, but I'm getting pretending. So it looks like whoever this is, they might try and pretend or give people the impression that they're worse off than they are, or they're not able to do what they're supposed to be doing financially, because this is about these poor people going past this window. So, yeah, this is how this feels to me. So I think someone's going to do that. It feels like someone should be doing this. They should be helping you with this. This is something they should be obliged to do, but they're not doing that. It looks like they're going to pretend they can't afford it or something like that. So, yeah, I think, if you have all your facts all prepared, everything's watertight. What I mean by that is, if you've checked everything and everything's right, you won't have a lot to worry about. Because what I'm seeing here is, this is really standing out to me, facts over stories. So fact over fiction. So any facts that you have, you've got all the facts, they've got all the fiction, they've got all the emotional stories, they've got all the impressions, they're pretending they're poor or whatever, they're pretending they can't do this or whatever. You've got all the facts. You've written it all down, you've filled out the forms, you're prepared. So facts are going to win. Facts are going to win. So if this is you, if this is your situation, again, recheck everything. That's the most important thing. Be prepared, rehearse everything, go over everything, bring facts, no stories, no emotions, just all facts, and that is what's going to bring you the success. Sorry, my words are still stirring. The success. Okay, the last card you have for your presents, the King of Pentacles. Yeah, I don't want to keep on talking about this because I know it's specific, but if you're waiting for financial help or whatever this is, and this is to help someone or protect someone, so it's for a good reason that you want this. This is another big sign that it's coming in. You know, obviously this is money, security, and you know this represents long-term security. This king's older, he's been here for a long time, he's seen everything, he's here for the long haul. Okay, so I'm just seeing this as well. It's like, I want to go ahead with this, I want to push this forward. It looks like this might be a job or a business. It feels like it's yours, something you're in charge of, or you want to be in charge of, because this king's in charge, he's by himself. I think there's something holding you back, something tying you down. This king has all these vine leaves all over him, and they look really, really heavy. But you know, he'd probably struggle to get up if he wanted to. So there's some kind of roadblock. There's something stopping you from going ahead with this. And when I look at these vine leaves, I feel like getting a pair of scissors and cutting them because I want to set him free. That's how I feel. So maybe this is red tape that needs to be cut for you to be able to do this. So if this is you, I think there's someone who can help you with this. I'm seeing family, it might be a family friend, something around family. You might have kept this all from your family, this thing that you want to do. But yeah, I think that there's someone who can help you. You know, this king has his back to his home, to the castle, so try not to turn your back on people so much, because I think there's someone who you might have turned your back on who might be able to help you. So just remember that. The other thing I'm seeing is you might have to get out of your environment to be able to do this as well. It might be that there's a problem where you are in your home, might be that it's noisy, might be that you don't have the right space to work in. So think about that as well. So there are lots of different things you can do to help yourself. They're all doable. You can absolutely do this. So I'm seeing that as well there. Okay, so the first card you have for your future is the King of Wands. Okay, this is interesting because of what I was seeing in the Four of Wands. Yeah, there's passion. Here it is. I love this for you because this is exactly what I was seeing there. So, okay, there's a lot here. I'll go through this. So this is for single people. Yeah, this is love. This is passion. It's coming in. Now, I don't want you to feel scared when I say this. I just want to point this out right away so that you're not scared. This is not an ex. It's not an ex that's coming in, because the King of Wands can be a bit of a player. It could be someone who comes backwards and forwards, so it's not someone coming back as in an ex. But I think it is someone that you know. It's someone you probably thought about in this way, you know, in a romantic way or a passionate way. I'm seeing a long phone call, maybe an hour-long phone call or even longer than that. So you've had a big phone call, I think, with this person, or you've had a big conversation with them. So yeah, this is someone you've spoken to. It's someone you've enjoyed conversations with. So that's a really good sign, because communication's the number one thing for you. It's extremely important. Yeah, they're going to come after you. They're going to come after you. There's a lot of passion here. If you want this to happen, if you let this passion happen, if you want this to happen, there's going to be passion. That's a poem. So it's going to happen right away, this passion, if you let it all come in, because it feels like you already know this person. So you've been through the kind of get to know each other, let's have conversations, all of that kind of thing. So you've already done all that. So the passion's going to come in quickly. That's what I'm trying to say, but I'm getting tongue-tied. So yeah, if you can think of who this is, get ready for this. It's happening, and it's happening really, really quickly. It's coming in. I really love seeing that. I love that. Okay, so the next card you have for your future is the Hermit. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a shock to you. When this person comes in, I think, you won't be in hermit mode, but you'll be concentrating. There's a lot on your mind, and I think you'll be concentrating so hard in other things, in this work thing, other things. The absolute last thing you're going to have on your mind is love. So, and that happens sometimes when you least expect it, that's when it comes in. And you'll be the one holding off in the beginning. You'll be more like this hermit. You'll be like, oh, I just want to be myself for a while. I'm not sure about this. So it's going to feel a little bit full on. So I think it's just a matter of adjusting and working out whether this is what you want. But yeah, you're the one holding back in the beginning, and they're really, really going to be full on. That's what I'm seeing in that card. And I'm seeing it again here in the Queen of Swords, because she's kind of, no, I'm not sure about this, I've got my sword up. So you're going to be taking your time, and just going to be saying, oh, wait a minute, hold on, let me breathe, let me think before you come rushing in. So what this is showing me here in the Queen of Wands, though, is that, the Queen of Swords, is that you're a much stronger person now. You're really strong. And this is what I'm seeing in the Ace of Wands. Learning from your past relationships. You still have that passion, all that's still inside you, but you're being very careful. So you've got that very logical side, and that's exactly what I'm seeing in the Ace of Wands. I'm seeing this here in the Queen of Swords. So I have to say, this feels really flattering, really nice. You're going to feel really good about the way they're speaking to you. But, your mind and your logic, it's going to take over at this time. So you'll be sitting back and you'll be thinking about this really carefully, like this Queen. But it feels really good to me, I have to say that. So you are going to feel good, even though you're going to be holding back, saying, I'm not sure about this, I have to think about this. Your feelings are going to be taken away a bit, I have to say that, because this is a very passionate, very exciting, very, very charming, very nice person. So I have to say that to you.